I got a few words on this Rob Porter issue, on the bill that was signed last night on the government funding. Very few people remember the Grace Commission and what the Grace Commission found. The Grace Commission found that all taxes collected by a government in the U.S. goes to pay interest on government debt. Not one dime of taxes collected in the U.S. goes to pay government operations. Not one dime of taxes collected in the U.S. goes to pay government debt. It all goes to pay interest and interest only. You look up the Federal Reserve Charter, you will find that in the Federal Reserve Charter there is no provision to pay the principal, but it's spelled out exactly how the interest is to be paid. There's no provision to pay the principal, just the interest. And the interest, they won't take their own dollars back. They only accept gold. Now, the Federal Reserve Charter was never passed by Congress. It was never ratified. America was lied to about it. This is easy to find, and you're watching this video on a computer, on the internet. You can look it up. Now, the Americans that cry about, well, we have to have taxes because without taxes we wouldn't have roads or schools. Well, the first 100 years, America built roads and schools and government buildings with no income tax. Everybody got to keep everything they earned. And if you look outside, you see we have schools and roads right now. Now, with all the highway taxes, the road fuel taxes, the gasoline taxes, highway use taxes, people watching the highways deteriorate, bridges fall down, people killed, that money's gone. That money's gone. It went to pay interest to private bankers. Governments are extended a line of credit from private bankers to pay their bills. This is how governments go over budget. That budget is a joke. It's fake. It's not real. They get a line of credit with the stipulation of the contract that government collects taxes to pay the interest, not to pay the principal. So the more taxes America pays, the deeper they go into debt. Government sells bonds when they want to build a school. They sell bonds when they want to build a highway. The same bankers buy these bonds up. The U.S. dollar gained 20% in value until the Federal Reserve was forced on America. Since the Federal Reserve has been forced on America, the U.S. dollar has lost 98% of its value. This is done to make the same bankers extremely obscenely rich and us more poor. Now, this Rob Porter issue, let me just say I know of a man that had a wife that would get out of bed, walk around the bed, and punch the man right in the face as hard as she could because he snored. She turned around one day, not paying attention, and walked dead square into a door and gave herself a black eye. And against his wishes, she went to work. And she worked for the federal government in D.C. And unknown to him, she told everybody at work, and he beat her. Not only that, she had taken pictures of herself and hid them for an insurance policy in case. Well, later on down the road, the man had an accident and became very disabled. Now, he made a lot of money. He made a lot of money. Well, the wife felt she had a right to that money. He owed her. Well, she left him. She left him and she took him to court and sued him for divorce. He owed her. And when she wasn't going to get anything, she pulled out the picture and said, well, he beat me. Well, that was it. It was over. At that point, he was expected to, he's guilty. You're guilty. That's it. You're guilty. He was expected to submit himself for punishment. Facts didn't matter. Nothing mattered. Now, this happens every day in America's courts across the nation. And most of the time, all a woman's got to say is, he beat me. Done. You're guilty. All your property, everything you've ever done, give it to her. And everything you ever do from now, give it to her. And then you're going to get locked up and your license, it's done. This has got to stop. You know, women who cry for equality, they don't want equality. They want to own you. So this Rob Porter shit, it's bullshit. And anybody who wants to make an issue of it is an idiot. And the reason it's on the headlines is because Mark Warner got caught going behind everybody's back, just like Adam Schiff did, trying to get in touch with Chris Steele and Russian oligarchs. And I don't have a doubt why they were stonewalling him. It's because there were no Russian sources. The Democrats on the Senate Intelligence Committee been working with Hillary Clinton and the DNC and Sidney Blumenthal and Cody Shearer to rig all this, fabricate the dossier and lie about it to get Trump out of office. That's what the Rob Porter issue is about.